My mother broke into my apartment while I was working overnight at the zoo. I had hidden cameras recording everything. I'd been a night keeper at the city zoo for 3 years, watching over the primate house from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. The job was quiet, and it kept me far away from my mother, Rosalind. Growing up, my mother controlled every detail of my life. What I ate, who I talked to, what I wore to bed. She'd open my mail before I saw it. She'd read my journals and quote them back to me at dinner. When I was 16, she pulled me out of school for a week because a boy had asked for my number. When I moved out at 23, she cried for 40 minutes on the kitchen floor and told me I was ruining her life. I rented a one-bedroom on the 3rd floor of a building across town. I didn't give her the address. She found it through a cousin and showed up with a casserole and a copy of my key she'd made from my keychain while I was sleeping over for Easter. I changed the locks. She found a way to get a new copy. I changed them again and added a deadbolt. She broke a window and replaced it before I got home, then acted like nothing happened when I asked about the new glass. That's when I started suspecting she was coming in while I worked. Small things kept shifting. My toothbrush was always wet in the morning. My laundry was folded differently than how I folded it. My bedside drawer had been rearranged. A photo of me and my coworker Fenwick had been turned face down. I bought 4 small cameras and hid them. One in the bookshelf, one in the smoke detector, one in a fake plant on the counter, one in my bedroom behind a stack of paperbacks. The first night I worked after installing them, I checked the app on my break at 2 a.m. while sitting with the orangutans. She was there. My mother was in my apartment. She let herself in at 11:47 p.m. with a key I didn't know existed. She walked through every room slowly, like she owned the place. She opened my fridge and threw out a container of leftover pad thai I'd been saving. She went into my bathroom and counted the tampons in the box under my sink. She wrote something in a notebook. Then she went into my bedroom and sat on my bed for 19 minutes, scrolling through my laptop. I watched her type my password on the first try. The next day I called my Aunt Marjan, the only relative who'd ever taken my side. I sent her the clips. She was quiet for a long time. "Honey, there's something I should have told you years ago," she said. "Your mother had a sister, older. Her name was Delphine." I'd never heard the name. "Delphine moved out at 19 and your mother couldn't handle it. She used to break into Delphine's apartment too. Read her diary, log into her email. Delphine cut her off and moved to Oregon. Your mother told everyone Delphine had moved away forever. She just stopped existing to your mother because she left." I sat in the parking lot of my building for an hour after that call. Then I went upstairs and watched more footage. 3 weeks of it. My mother coming in 3 nights a week, reading my mail, photographing my prescription bottles. One night she brought a man with her, someone I didn't recognize, who walked through my apartment with a clipboard taking notes about my furniture. She talked about me like I was a problem to be managed. She doesn't know what's good for her. I just need to make it uncomfortable enough. That night, I worked my shift like normal. I fed the colobus monkeys. I checked on the new baby gibbon. At 6 a.m., I clocked out, drove home, and my mother's car was already parked outside my building. She had a grocery bag in her hand. She was letting herself in the front door of the lobby. I walked up behind her in the hallway just as she was unlocking my apartment. "Hi, Mom." She froze. Then she turned around with the brightest smile. "Sweetheart, I brought you breakfast. How did you get a key?" "Oh, the building manager and I worked it out months ago, in case of emergencies." Behind her, my front door was open. Aunt Marjane was sitting on my couch. So was a woman in her late 50s with my mother's exact same eyes. Delphine. I'd flown her in 2 days ago. My mother saw her sister and dropped the grocery bag. The eggs cracked across the tile. "Hello, Rosalind," Delphine said. My mother didn't speak. She just stared. Marjan stood up. "We have the videos. All of them. The building manager has been fired. The locks are being changed this afternoon." Delphine walked to the doorway. "You did this to me for 6 years. I'm not letting you do it to her." My mother's face crumpled, not with sadness, with calculation. I stepped into my apartment and shut the door. The deadbolt clicked.